T-minus 5 minutes to our second launch attempt of the Starship 10 test flight. We counted down earlier today, but the computer stopped the countdown just before liftoff, and the total thrust of the Raptor engine slightly exceeded the allowable limit. The SpaceX team determined the engines are good, and we decided to make another launch attempt. This will be a test flight of Starship to an altitude of 10 kilometers. Our goal is to gather data as the vehicle descends back to the landing pad on how well the flaps work to control the vehicle while it is horizontal. This again is Starship 10, one of a series of test vehicles that we are building to gather this data.
Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're looking over why, what, how did this happen? We were so close. I say we, but Elon was so close. SpaceX, my goodness. SpaceX, what happened? I want to just come by and say we were close. And I say I just have so much faith in SpaceX right now. It's not even a public traded company, and I'm feeling for this SpaceX. It's so close. It did what it was supposed to. It went off. It landed. But obviously there was still some malfunction. It caused the explosion, the fire. Things happen. Obviously, luckily, there was no one in there. There was no casualties. There is, it's a trial and error, right? So we're this much closer to making it happen. Elon is this much closer to making it happen. I have that much faith in that. It did what it was supposed to. But there was issues when it landed. Obviously, you could see the tilt and the flame was building up. So, words cannot even describe. Can you imagine the way I'm feeling right now? But if Elon was to be watching this and saw what happened, what he's going through, the fact that it's been so long, this journey. But I do know what would have happened is if this was a public traded company, the stocks for SpaceX would have went straight down the hole, right? Because that's how people react to things that fail. When you fail, you lose. When you lose, people leave. That's what would have happened. But luckily, that wasn't the case, right? This is still a private owned company. It has no association with Tesla, even though it's from the same mastermind, Elon. I grew to enjoy and appreciate Elon's thinking after reading his biography, and also, just learning about his childhood and how he grew up and all the things that it's amazing. I know I have that going in the background. It's definitely it's a moment. This is history. He did what he said he was gonna do, which was to re-land the rocket after it takes off, and he did it. But obviously there were some hiccups that has to be, fixed, and I have total faith that it will happen. And I think that, what I predict is once all that is successful, SpaceX will go public then. That is my speculation. That is my thoughts because there is nothing to go by right now. Meaning there's nothing that's that has succeeded for it to go public where people are going to have faith in it. But until it does, right? Let's just say he successfully launches this rocket, lands perfectly, no issues whatsoever, and then says we're going public. Who's going to doubt it? Because he has successfully proven that it will work and it will continue to work. So let's just watch this awesome while I flash my SpaceX hoodie.
SC2, please prepare for section 35, OSC, FC1, LVN. It was 30 seconds. Starship 10 has liftoff. It's headed to 10 kilometers on its test flight from Boca Chica in Cameron County, Texas.
Look at that. It's amazing. You guys can see that, right? This is historic right now. I mean, who says they're gonna build a rocket, take off, and land back, and actually accomplish that? No one till now. I just feel for this moment. Like this is so historic. It's unbelievable. I just You see the thrusters? I mean, the rocket's on a tilt right now. I don't know what the altitude is right now on it, but it's definitely reaching. Now you see the flame.
On T plus 2 minutes, we're getting ready to transition from 3 engines to 2 engines firing on Starship. We'll be shutting 1 engine off. That's intentional.
While that is happening, Elon wants to trying to create a new city called Starbase at SpaceX Texas's launch site. For you guys that know what StarCraft is, that's what actually Starbase is. StarCraft is a game back maybe early to mid 2000s. They were the creators, Blizzard, the creators of World of Warcraft, Warcraft 2, and all the whole Warcraft series, and then StarCraft came in between that, which was a little more technical, combat strategy kind of game. Awesome game. You can actually see some of the screenshots here. It's kind of like a war game, kind of like, you build your army and then you attack each other. I just have to record. I mean, I just want to make it memorable because I know this video, even though if not all you guys watch it, if you guys come on and you see it many years later, I want to remember this moment. Even just for my kids, I want them to know how excited I was for this this time when SpaceX launched this rocket and was able to land it back. I know for a lot of people would think this was a failure. I look at it as a huge experience because they were able to achieve the ability to land back this rocket on land. I know it didn't succeed as staying 100% intact, but it still did what it was supposed to do, and you can only get better from that. This is amazing. I don't know if you guys can see. Oh, you guys can see. I can see it from my screen. I know I also have the StarCraft running as well. Oh, there it goes. It's coming. I'm watching it here with you guys now. This is amazing.
past 4 minutes and 40 seconds, Starship has transitioned. It's flipped to the horizontal mode, beginning the descent back to the landing zone.
Like the thumbnails that I have of Elon right now with his pictures and his hands, just like, you know, what's going on? Like, can't believe it. Like, that defines how I feel right now as well. Like, this is just like, whoa. It's only a matter of time. This is it's going to land. Can you imagine how much anticipation I have now just watching a rerun, like a footage of this? But imagine if you were living the moment at that very time that this was descending and coming back.
Seconds, we're down below 2 kilometers. We're preparing to light 3 Raptor engines to begin the flip sequence. It'll culminate with landing on the landing pad in Boca Chica.
This is amazing. I just... Whoa, look at that. You guys see that? The thrusters were actually like aiming for the ground to levitate and make sure it evened itself out. Wow. But obviously you still see the flame that's happening on the right side of the rocket. And it's you know, it was 8 minutes in time. I read that it was 8 minutes. The optimistic side of me would say you at least have 8 minutes to evacuate.
Third time's a charm, as the saying goes. We've had a successful soft touchdown on the landing pad. That's capping a beautiful test flight of Starship 10. As a reminder, the key point of today's test flight was to gather the data on controlling the vehicle while re-entering, and we were successful in doing so. We had a nominal ascent. We had the maneuver to place Starship horizontal when we reached 10 kilometers, right on time. And then during the subsonic entry, it appears we had good control of the vehicle using the front and aft flaps. As we approached the landing,
So the goal of this was to control the rocket after the fact. It launched and it was coming back down onto Earth, and so they can control it properly so it can land vertically.
Also, congratulations to the Starship team in Texas. They've steadily increased the test launch cadence over the course of the program and have delivered some of the most exciting test flights many of us have seen in a long time. The Texas team has several more suborbital test vehicles.
This was great, guys.
11 ready to roll out to the pad in the very near future. It's an inspiring time for the future of human spaceflight. Thanks for joining us today, and we hope you'll join us for the next test flight of Starship 11.
Guys, I just want to come back. You know, obviously they didn't show, and this is from SpaceX's website, they're not going to show the aftermath of what happened. There was an explosion, and it was not good because it took place 8 minutes after what had happened, unfortunately, but everything else was a success. See right here, I'm showing, boom, it blew up. Now if it would had not done that, obviously would have, you know, that would have been the perfect picture, but because it did, you know, that sets back some roadblocks onto SpaceX. So, but I very confidently, the fact that they got this far will conquer this issue that they had with the explosion. I am so sure of it. Guys, I wanted you to join me with this, and because it was just so it was very inspiring to know that someone's out there like Elon doing all this to better technology, to advance technology. Everyone may look at this and say it's a failure. I look at this and say there's a chance, there is hope, there is an opportunity. It's going to happen. Guys, thank you so much for sticking around with me and enjoying this, this historic moment, landing this rocket vertically and being able to control it like the way they did, and they successfully did it. You have to remember that they successfully landed this rocket after it took off. That was the goal of this mission, and they did it. So guys, thank you again. See you guys again soon. Appreciate it. Bye.